Hey y'all, welcome to Sharpen, where no matter the candid conversation, we always end up whittling life down to what matters most, and we hope that as you hang with us today, you will be inspired to do the same. I am Nicole Payne, this is Danielle Perry, Lynn Brew, and Natira Blount, and today's topic is what I wish I knew before getting married. We have a few areas that we're going to talk about, from finances to communication, knowing each other's traumas from childhood, working through those things, and just being patient in marriage. So my friends here had some things that they wanted to discuss, so we can just jump in wherever. It doesn't matter to me where we start.
Mm-hmm. Did somebody mention finances and budgeting?
Mm-hmm.
I figured they would be the one to start.
Oh.
Only because it's number one, but you know.
Who mentioned it?
Maybe I did. I don't remember.
It was Lynn.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't say sex. I thought I
No.
said that.
You probably said both.
Yeah, I definitely remember you were the finances and budgeting person.
Okay. What did I? What do I wish I knew? I think I wish I knew. Not I think. I know. I wish somebody had talked about the importance of a budget, and you know, because when Dante and I first got married, we weren't budgeting at all, and our money was just, I don't know where it was going. But it was going, and it was going fast. So we didn't necessarily have a line item for different things. And that's just, and like we did when we did the episode with Danny, like we had serious overdrafts often. And that can be frustrating because you're like, you overspent, somebody else overspent, you know, and you're just not watching what you're doing. And so once our church, like I read Total Money Makeover before we did the Dave Ramsey University at our church. And so once you started...
you just renamed that man's thing.
Was it? Okay.
Financial Peace.
Dave Ramsey University. No, Financial Peace.
Go look
it
up yourselves, y'all.
Yes, it is. It's Financial Peace University. Whatever. But I read his book, and his statement is, I think it goes something like, if you don't, you have to tell your money where to go. And that just wasn't what we were doing. And so once, you know, we got a budget and, you know, we started basically divvying up what we needed to pay, and then, you know, like going through it, okay, we need to do this, we need to do that. Then, it, you know, things, I'm not going to say they are perfect, but they definitely got easier. So, yeah, financing and budgeting is important.
For sure.
I think also, well, we were young when we got married. We were like 25, 24, and we weren't budgeting either. But we also didn't have money, so it didn't matter. It didn't matter, budget. Yeah. We could have wrote down whatever we want. We didn't have enough money to do stuff. But I was talking to a friend yesterday, and we were talking about finances, and she kept saying, y'all started from scratch, Natira. I was like, you are right. Because we were making $777 every 2 weeks, and we were living off of that. But when your budget grows, you like revisit it.
Right,
and I
absolutely.
think that was really important, and something we hadn't done. We hadn't really changed our thinking about money, and hadn't really changed how we were doing things. We could do more, but still, it doesn't matter. If you don't have it in order, the more money you make, the more money you're going to feel like you can spend.
Right.
And then, you know, you're not making progress, especially if you have debt that needs to be dealt with. And that kind of stuff. We just didn't really talk a whole lot about that. I mean, I was like, I got student loans, we got whatever. But we didn't really discuss now how we're going to tackle this and get rid of it. Because you could be paying off debt for a lifetime.
You could.
And if you go into marriage feeling like, well, he got his and I got mine, he got his debt, I got my debt, and we'll figure it out separately, because that's how I was thinking. He didn't have student loans, so I was like, I got to figure this out myself. But doing the finances together is so less taxing and less stressful.
Definitely.
Because a lot of times we do, I do these bills, you do these bills, and we got it. And maybe, hey, can you shoot me $50 because I'm running low or whatever? But that's really not necessarily doing money together. It's not. But when you are really like disclosing, this is what I have, this is what I brought in, I got this extra,
Right.
or this thing came up, or I'm about to overdraft, or I did and we need to pay right quick before, like really doing it together, it becomes less of a point of contention, a point of frustration. And it just really helps if you are open.
Right.
Because what's the point of getting married if you don't want to disclose your finances to the person
Right.
that you're supposed to do life with? But if no one tells you how, or kind of gives you a few models to it, or creates a safe space for you to really discuss it as well, without being punitive or being belittling or being condescending. When people start talking, money is a very sensitive subject. It's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not always easy to talk about. And when we're in a certain place and we talk to people, like everybody we're talking to is in that same place, it can sound condescending.
Right.
If you're like, well, I put this away and I do this, but sometimes people don't do it. It just and you might fall in the category. Somebody might fall in the category of what you're speaking ill of, and they don't want to talk to you about finances.
Right.
I remember when we were doing that whole series at church, and we had to find buddies. And I remember a couple who was playing. He was like, "Well, don't buddy up with us." I was like, "You ain't got to worry about that because I ain't buddy it up with you." Like, I just remember like, nah, because y'all don't know how to talk to people about money. I ain't talking to you. I ain't sharing with you. So creating a safe space and making sure that we're mindful of the conversations that we're having and the phrases we're using and the things that we're saying, and that we have grace in our tone when we're talking to people about money.
Right.
We just have to know how to create a safe space, and as a married couple, a newly married couple, to find a safe space. It's also your job to find.
Right.
Like I can run around here saying I don't have a mentor, but what am I doing to find a mentor? Mentor's just not going to walk up to me and be like, I got you. It's like you have to go out and find it as well. But really working on and then being able to tweak it. Like our finances are in a completely different place now. And we're kind of just getting to the point of looking back, how much are we tithing and what are we putting away for savings, and what are we spending?
Right.
You finally turn around and you be like, we're spending a lot more now than we were before,
Yes.
because we got a little comfortable. So it's a whole lot to discuss, but doing it alone can be a dangerous place. Doing it alone in the marriage, like me and my husband don't do finances together, but also doing it alone as a couple, and just finding, it doesn't have to be a friend. It doesn't have to be personal. Finding some community or some way or some strategy or some tool that you can use for your finances.
Yes.
To help make it make sense, so you can tell your money where to go and you see where it's going. It's hard to see where your money's going, and you feel like you got a lot, and you spending 30 here, 20 here, doing that, and then you be like,
It adds
oh yeah,
up.
I do have a bill. So it can be tricky, but finding someone to help you make sense of it, finding that safe space.
That's
Right.
good. And I think because, like, being Black, we aren't always taught how to do money. We're not always taught what it looks like to budget, or like when it comes to stocks and when it comes to all these things that a lot of
Retirement.
our retirement, like when it comes to these things that those of us who aren't white, those of us who
The
aren't
lighter
Black, I wanted
hue,
to say white.
lighter hue.
Of the lighter hue, they're very knowledgeable about those things. But in our community, we tend to not be as knowledgeable.
Right.
So like Natira was saying, I do think it's important that we reach out for help from those who are knowledgeable. And like she also said, being vulnerable with people that we can trust, people
Right.
that we know won't be condescending towards us, because money is sensitive, is a sensitive topic. And then something else is just still bouncing off of what you guys said. Seasons change in your marriage. For us, we both had a 9 to 5 when we first got married. There was a time where Jared was making less than me. There was a time where we were kind of maybe on the same level or whatever, but seasons change. At another point, I was no longer working. So how are we going to do this whole financial thing? So knowing that seasons can change, you have to then know how to change your budget. But then it's like, well, what knowledge are you using to go about changing your budget? So it's just good to ask for wisdom when needed. And it's good to visit your budget on maybe a quarterly basis or however much you may need to do it. Because let's say one spouse is terrible with money. You may have to meet weekly, bi-weekly. Hey, how much you spending this week? Just to see where the person is. So it's good to have those regular check-ins, however much you may need to have them, so that you're on the same page with your spouse to know what finances look like. Because it's a terrible feeling to think that you're having some money come in at some point, and then you check your account and you're like, babe, where did this come from? And y'all didn't have a discussion about it.
Right.
So like a bill or something.
Yeah,
that's
a bill or something, and you're just like, okay, you spent how much on, okay, what's that purchase? Because we ain't talk about that. So it's just always good to talk about, just constantly have communication with your spouse so that you aren't just unaware of this huge purchase that was just made, and you're just like, okay, I didn't know that you were going to buy that, but you do know we about to pay mortgage, like, this Friday, right? Or whatever the case may be. So constant communication is key when it comes to finances.
Well, what you were saying made me, I want to reiterate doing it together, because when you have, and I recently heard this on a series to a certain degree, but I also feel like I've experienced it too. Pastor Stephen Chandler, they do the relationship series at Union Church, and they were talking about, he was talking about what seems like a parent-child relationship, but that can come out of, I'm good with money and you're not. So what's that? I'm an adult, bro. I got a job. Like, nah, we're not doing that. You know what I mean? And we, the same way, you know, we have to be mindful of how we talk about money to other couples. We need to be mindful of how we talk about money to each other. I'm not your kid.
Right. Right.
Or you ain't my kid. And, you know, if we making it more of, oh man, I was just saying something to Montague today, and I said, yeah, because I have to. I was talking about something I felt like I needed to do financially, and he was like, we.
Right.
But the conversation needs to be we, and not you or I.
Right.
I pay the mortgage, and you coming over here, you done bought, you done spent. It's belittling.
Yeah.
And that's not how it's done, because it's not gonna make it better.
It's not.
Like, ain't nobody running. Like, I'm not scared of you. I'm spending $50 doing this. Like, he gonna be mad, but
Right.
so like, what I'm afraid. Like, you can't build like financial peace, and financial peace is not always I have enough money to do everything I want to do. I don't think that's financial peace.
Right.
I don't know Ramsey's full concept. You know, we did a little bit, but I wasn't paying attention when we did it. But I do know, for me, financial peace is, are we on one accord?
Right.
Yes.
Montague and I are on the same page, and that's financial peace for me.
Yeah.
So getting there, if we make a mistake, you know, and if something's like, oh snap, and both of us being able to, like, all right, so this is what we need to do, and we need to put this here and do that. And I think it just reiterates, because sometimes that is the relationship. Like, well, and like he is terrible with money, so I do, bruh.
Right.
I'm a grown
But
man sitting right
wouldn't-
here.
You wouldn't want, like, if my spouse is terrible with money, I wouldn't want them to stay terrible with money.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, I would want to help them, or let's find help together so that it doesn't
And
stay
additionally,
like that.
you don't want that to be the point of conversation when you're hanging out with other couples.
Right.
That's like saying, you know, like, her rice is like, ugh. So, you know, I make the rice. Like, you be like, bro, why you telling everybody that my rice is mushy? Like, chill with that. It's embarrassing. It's not.
Where was it? I don't know who was preaching, but I heard a preacher say, don't throw your spouse under the
bus, bruh.
Don't do
No.
that.
no. Me and Dante throw each other under the bus all the time.
But I mean, if you have that
It's a sport for
understanding,
y'all.
yeah, like
Oh, we go for the throat
I feel like
sometimes.
y'all
Sport for
don't
y'all.
do it in a way where you're trying to just put the person down. Okay, well, I'll let you explain that.
I think everything we're saying is important. No, because Dante and I, we do. I think it's just, it's just what we do now, But
It depends on the audience.
It does
'Cause you
depend
know
on the audience.
He say a certain thing in front of some folks, you be like, bruh,
that is
Dante,
true.
Right.
why
And
you
if
say
somebody
that
came
in
for
front of
him,
them?
That, if
You would
somebody
have an
come for
issue,
them,
yeah.
I'm coming for
The gloves are
I'm
coming
coming for the
on.
throat
Like, what did you
as
say?
well.
You don't even know him like that.
Right.
Like, it depends on the audience.
It definitely does.
And your heart
I'm
and your
sitting there
motive.
getting mad.
Yeah, I could tell. I can tell.
Okay.
It depends
don't-
on your motive. Like, why
True.
do I feel the need to say this about
Right.
my husband in front of people?
Right.
It doesn't
That's
matter the
true.
motive though. Certain things shouldn't be done. It shouldn't be done.
Well, I mean,
To find
that
the
too.
root though of why you do it.
Yeah, like why
is
do
what
I
you're
do
saying.
that? Why
Yeah,
do
to
I
fix that
Why
in
am I
you.
okay
Right.
with
Oh, okay.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
Because
with
whatever your
that.
motive is, like,
Calm down.
It ain't.
So
it ain't
what?
right regardless.
Take a sip. Take a sip. Take a sip. So I think also too, because we are talking about things we knew before we got married.
yeah.
So this is like
That we
before
wish
you
we
get
knew
married.
before.
I also think it's important to know family history. How
Yes.
is it that you came to be the money person that you are? And I know for me, credit cards was a lot. That was a lot in our family.
what you mean a lot?
Like,
Common.
common.
Oh,
It was
okay.
not,
Swiping.
let's swipe, let's
Yeah,
use it. So
we'll
debt
pay
was
later.
not uncommon for me. And having multiple credit cards was not uncommon for me, especially like when I was in school and, they just give it to you because you're a full semester student. Please
they'd
don't
be up
do
there
that.
And every store had one. Express credit card,
Yes.
Gap
Like-
credit
All of
card.
Up there like vultures.
Yeah,
preying
like
on the
every
college.
store has their own card.
college student, please don't fall for that. Because that's how they got me. So
Because you're gonna save your 20% if you sign up for.
right,
And they're gonna
yes,
give you that nice bag.
they are. And
But you still
I'm
gotta spend to get the.
right. And I got gas cards. I didn't even have a car. Like, what are we doing?
You just go buy gas for somebody. Your
My boyfriend or something at the time, hey, I don't got no money. I don't got no money. Oh, let's put on a credit card. Then we break up and I got the bill. Either way, anywho. So you want to be just mindful of how you came to be the money person that you are, because those things they don't just, oh, you put the ring on, we put the ring on each other's finger and now, I'm an instant saver. Or I'm instantly now more conscious about how I'm feeling. No, you're taking those into the marriage, which also can compound on contention, because now you guys are together in the same household.
Yep.
And so, both of us can't be broke. Somebody gotta have some money, and somebody needs to have a clearer understanding. Somebody might be just better at finances and they're taking the lead on it. But again, as Natara was saying, you don't want to be condescending. I know for me in the beginning, like it was that, like, but what are you doing? Like, why are this? I would do the budget and okay, this is how much we have left over. And we weren't telling our money what to do. So this is how much we have left over. And then the next thing you know, that Friday, because we got paid that Friday, by this Sunday, it's like, okay, for the next 2 weeks, we can't do anything. So now I'm checking the budget, trying to control it, because it's like, dude,
Right.
did you not hear me say this is how much money we have? And it was a source of contention for us because, Dante, he's He's the free spirit.
She's trying to be careful with her words.
He's the free spirit. You know, he is.
Did he say that about himself?
He is the free spirit. He's a lot better. And I'm not so I'm not like that anymore. But that, you know, we have to get to a place prior to marriage when you're, you know, when people are talking about that, how did you get to, and be honest. Don't if this is somebody that you're doing life with until death do you part,
Right.
Yep.
you got to be honest and say, this is how I am, this is what I do, I plan to get better, I need patience, you know, or we need patience with each other because it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah, because, you know, these are things we wish we knew based on what we have experienced in our marriages. And I don't know how y'all's processes went, but Quasi and I had like a thick packet to go through in premarital counseling about family history and, you know, I can't remember everything, but it was pretty thorough. Yeah. And knowing the things that may be areas of concern, that's just like one little part of it, because still we had to walk through all of these things. And then, you know, things start to unfold. Like when things are lying dormant, they're not showing
Right.
yet. But as things unfold and the ground starts to shake a little bit and then things start to kind of sprout up, then you see, oh, well, this is how we have to deal with this. So, yeah, you know, we're talking about things that we wish we knew before getting married, but who's to say that knowing them we would have
Done better.
done any better in some of the areas. So, you know, in a lot of ways, we've just had to walk through it and find out
Right.
Yeah.
and go through, you know, as God is helping us and as we're learning trial and error and things like that. But I remember, I think, you know, when you're all in love and stuff and you're freshly engaged and you're getting ready to get married, it's hard to, it was hard for me to kind of settle myself down and really look at things maturely, I guess, as maturely. Because, you know, it was fresh, we were in love, and, you know, young, vibrant Christians, well, God got us, you know, he gonna help us, and we're gonna stumble along the way, and we're gonna, you know, when the rubber hit the road, that's really when, you know, you find out how good a fighter you are. But yeah.
I remember this was about a different subject, but we were talking about something else. And then between the two of us, and he was like, it just shouldn't be this hard. But it is. Like, it is. Like, you have to embrace the challenge of the different things that are going to come across your plate as a married couple. And when things get challenging, it does not mean we're off, we're doing something wrong, we're not getting along, it's not working, we're failing, we're blah, blah, blah. But it just means, all right, we got to tighten up together. And we need to pay attention to each other instead of arguing, and now you're trying to settle it on your side, I'm trying to settle it on mine, and it's not getting settled because we're not working together.
Right.
So still being able to, when you come across those bumps, instead of every time we hit the bump, we argue. And then we make up, but we ain't do nothing about the bump. We hit the bump again, we argue, and then we make up. We ain't do nothing about the bump. You know, adjusting as you go along. That was the thing that we said at the beginning. Like, just being able to make those changes and say, okay, this wasn't good. So we really got it. Something different has to be done for it to be better next time.
Right.
Because we're going to continue to make money. We're going to continue to need money. We're going to continue to spend money, save money, whatever. And we have to get into a pattern that works, and then when we need to make adjustment, another pattern. So like Montague and I got married in 2007. By 2011, we had 3 kids. It was like bam, bam, bam. Your finances changed drastically.
They
like
do.
it ain't no joke. We moved every time we had a new baby. We moved. We were doing apartments, and at a certain point, they were like, "Well, you can't have 3 kids in this amount of bedrooms. Like, you have to get, you know." And then the finances changed every time. And then we started, you know, our jobs and all the things. But it kept changing. The dynamics of our life kept changing. The dynamics changed when my mother moved in too, and that's a recent thing. So it continues, and you have to go back and look again And also not be afraid to say, oh, we're not gonna be able to do it that way. I will never forget. It was like I always bring it up, and I always look at Montague and just smile at him, because when I was pregnant with Zamira, and I was like, I can't work and be a good mom. Like, I need to not work. Like, I just, trying to avoid things of the past. Like, well, mom never came to field trips, and she had to do all this and do all that. And I was like, I need to really. And I was a teacher, and I saw what it was like when parents weren't active, and I was like, I can't do that. And I sat in this car with this big old belly, crying to Montague. I was like, not begging him could I not work. I was just saying, like, I can't do it. Like, we really have to, try and see if we could do a period of time where I don't work, maybe not do a school year. I was like, I gotta be able to do, and to be a good mom. And he listened in silence, like he does. He's just a really good listener, shaking his head. And then he looked at me, he said, we can't afford that in the time. And I said, okay. And that was it. Like, it wasn't, I didn't throw a fit. I didn't. But I love what I really like about that moment. He did not let my tears move him.
Yeah.
He did not let my tears push him to make a foolish financial decision. He was like, yeah, but we can't afford that. And I was like, okay. All right. Wipe my face off, and I'm still teaching. I love it. And he was just real with it, and he wasn't scared to say, like, he wasn't afraid of what I was going to throw a fit. Like, what was I going to do? But sometimes we make poor choices to appease our spouse, or to not have the argument, or to not. And it's okay to be like, we can't do the beach house in the summer. We're not gonna be able to. But even with the kids tonight, they were just talking about, what are we gonna do in the summer? We were like, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. We'll talk about the budget. We'll talk about the budget. We'll talk about the summer budget.
Right.
I'm not making no promises. We definitely ain't going to Disney World. Stop asking me that. Yeah. But just being able to give brave responses to your spouse, to your kids, or to a friend. Like, nah, we can't go out to eat with y'all. Not this time. Y'all have fun. We go home to eat what's at the house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
What y'all talking about next?
Sex.
Let's do it.
Right.
So who said somebody? It's important. No. Soap opera sex ain't a real thing.
It sure ain't.
You'll learn together.
I said that. Yeah. I mean, okay. So I was a virgin when I got married.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. For the most part. I mean, that could be another episode.
She was on the verge.
But I was a virgin,
Wait a minute.
No intercourse.
No intercourse. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
still proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah. I was scared. Cynthia Brown had you shook.
Oh, do it, Natara. Do it.
No.
Come on.
Nah.
Okay,
I'll tell you
fine.
that. I'll tell you that later.
It's always fun though.
But just like today, Gideon went to go. This reminds me. It connects.
Okay.
Gideon went to get a filling. I always call him a fill-in, but it's a filling.
Yeah.
He went to get a filling today, and the lady said, "Do you want laughing gas?" Gideon was like, "No." I said, "Gideon, this is not the cartoons. You're not gonna be like slobbering." I was like, "It's not." Even Montague was like, "Wasn't he laughing the whole time?" Bruh, no, it's not how it works. It's just kind of like it just settles you, so you're not worried and you're not tense. And so he wound up doing it because she said, "Well, it helps with the gag reflex, and the laughing gas helps you not be as nervous. A lot of things going on in your mouth at once. It helps you keep still." So he eventually did it because he's got more and more nervous as we talked about it. But we have these ideas from TV or pornography or what people say, and then we think that's what it's going to be. And then when it's not, you think something's wrong with you or him or her or y'all, and you don't tell nobody because you feel like everybody else has a glorious soap opera
really
sex
do think
life. And then you struggle through that thing
You do.
all the way through. And you feel like, why? We're married. Especially, like, we were young, like, abstinent and, and everything. So when we got married, we were like, hey, it's time. But you feel like it's going to be great. And you like, wait.
Wait.
What happened yesterday? What was we doing? What was we trying to do?
Yes.
But even down the line, like seeing, just again, adjustments. Like our sex life changed when it was just us. Then we had one baby. Then we had two. Then we had three. And then we had full-time jobs. And then we had it changes as you get older, and what you like changes, or but conversation is just so important. And again, it is something that you have to persevere through and learn. You learn each other. And we say that so lightly. It's really hard to do if you don't talk about it.
Right.
Like, after, I'll be like, I don't want to talk about it. Let's take a shower and go eat. Like, I don't want to talk about it. But you need to. You need to.
You have to debrief.
You gotta you have to debrief.
You have to debrief.
Yeah, and I just be like, why? Like, it happens. Like, it's natural.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you got to learn this routine. You got to learn this dance.
That's right.
And it
That's right.
and not beat yourselves up when it gets difficult.
Yeah.
And not feel like he's not interested in me because of, or she's not interested in me because of, or I'm always being rejected.
Right,
And
right,
It's a very big picture. It's a very important part of the marriage that has to be discussed, and you got to work through it, and you got to be open, and you got to be candid.
Yes.
And it's okay to laugh, and it's okay to, it's just okay to be silly. It's okay to be vulnerable. Like, don't look yet. Wait. Like, like, that's this girl. Like, well, not now, but at one point. And you have because if you're not a person who was already sexually active, for people who are used to have sex and like, I'm not until I get married, and you haven't, or you don't have sex, when you come, you're like, I have to build a sex life with this person for the rest of my life, and you have to be comfortable with yourself.
Right.
You gotta, you ain't gotta be a double time, triple flipping freak, but you gotta be comfortable within yourself. And you gotta be comfortable, be like, I don't want to do that yet, but we can talk about it or whatever. It's just a lot. It's a lot of pieces to it, and it gets tricky. And again, you got to be brave. You got to have those conversations. Like, you need to be okay with the fact that I'm not comfortable with this. I know so and so's wife does that every morning, but I'm not comfortable with that.
Yep.
Right now, and, and that's that. So what can we do, or how can we work? And it's not forever. The seasons change.
Right.
Yeah.
And you get older, you get more comfortable, get a little more frisky. It depends on what's going on, and the times change. But leaving room for error, leaving
right.
room for mistakes and bloopers.
Yes.
Yep.
Y'all know why I got this scar on my arm.
Yeah.
But leaving room for stuff.
That is funny.
It's so true. And just being once you get, I'm in a season. I mean, I'm 43 though, and my husband and I've been married for almost 20 years. So we laugh at a lot.
Yep.
We were just laughing about like trying to get from the room to the bathroom without the kids. You'd be like, hold up, look at them. Both doors closed.
Right. Real quick.
Like, make a room for it. Like at 12:30, somebody awake. But like, what you hit it? No, it's gonna go. And just being able to be candid. I think we feel like it reminds me of like Whitley, when Dwayne Wayne, when they first got married, and she woke up really, really early, and she like kind of brushed her teeth, and then got back in the bed and was just like, and then he woke up and it was like, how you wake up looking so good, and like. And we feel like we need to be this picture, or he feels like he needs to be this stud, and like, it's not soap operas. This is not all my children. It's like,
right.
it's not. It's gonna be a thing.
That's right.
And we're people, and a lot of times it's low key hilarious.
What?
Low key hilarious. You be like, what was you doing though? Oh, I'll be over there in a minute.
That's all good.
When it's like that, and you're light, you're more open.
Right.
It's more enjoyable.
It is.
When you all tight, you can't like, at
Yeah.
least for women, at least for us,
Yeah.
it'd be kind of fun maybe if we're
I'm never tight like that, y'all.
good.
I think that's something we need to talk about.
Do it.
Because I think sometimes that we think that it's always the guy who
Who's just
the
ready.
guy who's like,
Yeah.
like he's ready to pounce. And sometimes it's not always like that. Sometimes men are like, yeah, maybe later, I think that we think that about men, especially too as they age, that they're not as revved up. But as we age, for some of us, especially, as you're moving, closer to menopause and stuff, sometimes we rev up.
I think there's science behind that, yeah.
Like we rev up
actually.
and, that happens. And we can't always think that men, sometimes they're tired. They get in that, and sometimes they're in that space too with that, they have a lot on their minds.
Yeah.
And we have to also, we have to be understanding with that. Because, I've had to be understanding. You all know when we're in that little group text, I'm like, I can't relate to what y'all talking about.
Right.
This is, y'all better get on in there and do something. Like stop rationing. What is happening? Get it. So y'all know me. That's my favorite saying. Get it. So yeah, I think that's important. That Hollywood definitely plays this mindset and ideology that you're going to be swinging from the chandeliers every day, and that's not always the case. You're definitely in different seasons. Like you two are in different seasons of life, with your children. That requires a lot of time and attention. I'm in a different phase now. My kids are adults, so I got a lot of time on my hands.
Time on my hands.
It's fun household. It's fun times in the root house now, but it wasn't always like that. And you do have to go through those seasons and not use what worldly, I will say that, not use like worldly tactics to think that we're going to always spice it up, because that can be that tricky gray area that
What do you mean?
like pornography, stuff like that. I was heavily into romance books since a teenager. So
Danielle Steele, ain't that one
the
of the
inappropriate
ladies?
one?
Danielle Steele.
well, I graduated to that. At first it was the Harlequin romance books that they had for teenagers. Because
I was reading the inappropriate ones in
the Zane
middle and high
lady
school.
people?
Yes.
Video vixen. I would see my students with all
Zane,
kinds of
Eric
things.
Jerome Dickey.
Yeah.
Oh, E. Jerome, yeah.
Yeah, I would see a lot of
I've read
girls with
those.
those.
Yeah, it was bad.
Literary pornography, that's what I call it.
That's pretty much what it was.
Literary
Is that actually
pornography.
a point for? It's very intelligent.
Yeah, so, it became this gradual thing for me. Johanna Lindsay at one time, that was, one of my favorite authors. But then it just kind of escalated. And then, you watch certain shows and you think that, that's what it's going to be like, or Miss Howard said, all my children, I grew up on the soap operas. So, you thinking, oh,
Carrying a purse around the house during the middle of the day for nothing.
it's
for no
free.
reason.
It's gonna
With
be a
heels
free
and pearls.
fall.
Yeah.
And on my wedding night, Dante fell asleep. I was like, oh, I know. Wait a minute.
He made you mad for them dates when you went to sleep on him.
He did. I was like, wait a minute. I know when it stopped what this ring means, Father. I'm sitting here like, I know this Bama ain't sleep.
Wedding day is full
But
of
it was
festivities.
tiring. It was a tiring
Weddings are
day.
tiring.
Yeah, weddings
But that's
be
not-
tired by the end.
That is not what I imagined
Right.
my wedding night.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like, let's get ready to go down. And he was asleep. And I was like, Lord, I know this is not what this ring means.
That's what you said to God?
Like,
Is that really what you
yeah,
said?
it's like, Lord, I know I didn't do all that for this person to go to sleep on me. Like, what's happening? So it was a lot of deprogramming for me.
That's a good word.
It was a lot of deprogramming. And I'm pretty sure for Dante too, he would, he has to tell his own story, but I'm pretty sure that there was a lot of deprogramming because there were a lot of things that we had done prior to marriage. We both had children. So, we already had a history, a working knowledge, although it was a wrong knowledge, but we already had like a working knowledge that just wasn't, that we're now taking into our marriage thinking this is, we just had a perspective. So I think that those things are important to discuss. Again, we're talking about before. So, as you're talking, like sharing history is important. Because again, this is the person you're doing life with until death.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like this is who you're saying, God, this is for me, this is who I believe you have to cover me and protect me and lead me. For a male, this is who, I believe that you have led me to be my helpmeet. So, like these things are important. And know that seasons are going to change. I think the main thing we need to walk away from is that your spouse is not your enemy. And you guys are supposed to be doing life together because there is a real enemy that's trying to tear you apart.
Yes.
So you guys we have to do it together.
That's right.
And working together is you're team building, basically. You building a team. So yeah, it's good.
Well, two things come to mind. Going back to something that you said the other night when you were talking about our bodies. And I know for me, the more comfortable I've gotten with my body, I have been freer in sex.
Yeah.
But what started the ball rolling for me to get more comfortable in my body, because I kind of had this moment where I was like, well, Lord, why am I not comfortable in my body? I'm an athlete, I think I look good, what's going on? But when I started to go back to childhood trauma, and I know we're going to talk about that, I started to go back to childhood trauma and started unpacking things with help. Then I started to see life with a different lens, and it started to rip away some of these some of these faulty understandings that I had about myself, that I had about other people, that I had about, specifically since we're talking about sex, what goes on in the bedroom. And so that really, because it was very psychological for me, and I had to go back and work through things that were roots to that.
Yep.
And when I did, like, the more I started seeing the connection, and Kwesi started seeing the connection, and he started seeing the change. So that was one thing. The second thing is, now that he and I are at a greater place intimately, it's fun modeling it for the boys for several reasons. One, because to see their reactions. Because Asa said, because Asa is our little, he's our town crier. He's our mouthpiece. So they went to track practice yesterday, and Asa came back and said, y'all, Asa over there telling Colin or Camden what hanky-panky is. Kwesi said, we can't have nothing sacred in this house. Because that's what we say to them. Yeah. Kwesi be like, me and Mom, we going to go have hanky-panky time. And they be like, oh, gross. I'm like, well, I mean, But I love your mother. This is what is okay for us to do. This is what God smiles about when we do it, you know. And so it's good from that perspective as well, because we are establishing a healthy
Right.
viewpoint for our children, and they don't have to look at it as like something strange, as something weird,
Or nasty.
or nasty.
That's the word.
Because we're gonna show you the way that God has laid it out for us to do, and it's beautiful and it's wonderful, and it has so many perks to it. You know,
In the
so
right context.
that's right. That's right. God, by God's design, this is what it looks like. So it's really fun for me, for both of us, to model it for the boys. And I'm really grateful to that, because I'm not saying that I grew up with parents who did a bad job of it. But one, my parents weren't together past 5 years old for me. So, you know, I didn't have my mom and my dad in the same household. But for my kids who do, we gonna have fun with this.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree.
Yeah.
I said to Josh the other day, I think I told y'all, but he asked me, because they try to ask one parent to the side, and it's normally me, especially when it's about video games. So it was a weeknight. We don't do video games during the week. He said, "Mom, can I have a little bit of video game time?" And at first I was like, I ain't answering that. He not supposed to just be asking me. But then he sent a question mark, like you see,
Like I asked you a question.
So I said, you need to ask your father. And I sent that message, and then I said, me and Dad are super duper in love this week, and I don't want to mess it up, because it's just been it's one of those times where you're just like, this is we've been very, very connected, and it's very encouraging. And he laughed. You know, he didn't say like, oh, I don't want to hear all that. I don't need to know all that. But even when, you know, somebody slaps somebody's bottom, because it could be, you never know which person will do that, or we dancing in the kitchen showing them how, you know, does that, you know. Anyway, it was some moves the other day, and I mean, I was bringing it. Montague washing his hands, and I'm bringing it, and Zamara just making a sandwich like.
Right. It's just, yeah.
And the boys think it's funny, but they need to see it's healthy, it's fun. And I always tell, you know, Zamira, who's older, and you know, she has a lot of questions, and I love that she's asking us those questions. But I'm like, in the right context, it's like beautiful, it's great. It's not perfect, and it's there's a learning curve. But I'm like, it's a beautiful thing. It's not shameful. It's not, you know, and just helping them to see that Montague is an absolute gentleman, and you know, we love each other, and we're attracted to each other, and showing that to our children. Yeah. It's important, and it's healthy, and it's good.
Yep. I think it is. Dante and I were not. Dante, oh my gosh, he still like has an issue kissing me in front of the kids. Like you realize we are married though, but I do think it's important that happens. But I wanted to go back to the body too, because like we do, I think like we're not taught, especially maybe, how do I say it? The lighter hue community has put out there that their body frame is the epitome. So I think when it comes to the darker hue community, we're just like not always comfortable with our bodies. And I think that also plays a part in how we view ourselves when it comes to intimacy, when it comes to sex. You know, like we've had kids, and you know, like your core is stretched out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got stretch marks, or you know, as you age, you know, as you're aging, collagen isn't producing as much, so you're not as taut and as tight.
All right.
You know,
Taut. That's right. I like that word.
taut. Yeah.
TAUNT.
Yes, you're not as
Oh,
taut
I didn't
and
think
tight.
it was. I thought it didn't have no N in it.
Taut.
You know, taut.
No, taunt.
I'm great. Look at it.
Please
Go
do.
ahead. But
Thank you.
carry on. I'll tell you.
So you're not as, tight as you used to be.
Yes.
So I think that those things play, they play a factor into like, don't look at me, or, I'm not comfortable in this particular position because, you have, you might have that, extra love over on this side, that you haven't gotten rid of since your first child, who's going to be 28.
28.
Yes.
Wait a minute, who
my
about to be
gosh.
28?
Justin is going to be 28 in July.
Oh
Justin
my
and the
gosh,
twins.
he's
So,
almost 30.
Yes.
TAUT, taught.
Come on, taunt.
Taught.
Because when you taunt someone, that's not nice. That's a verb.
Correct. But I thought it might have been a multiple meaning word, but no, it's taught. Mm-hmm. Carry on. I said was you surprised? Didn't I say I was looking it up?
You did.
We here to sharpen each other.
We
Correct.
do. And I'm still going to say taunt now because that's what I want to say.
Go ahead. Be
Taught. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we're not always comfortable with, certain parts of our body because we think it should be
Look at this.
tight and right,
Yeah.
and,
And we think tight is right, but it ain't.
it is not,
Exactly. See?
Untaught that.
So I'm just saying, like we just need to be comfortable because at the end we're made in God's likeness and His image. He knows where we are. He knows what our body is looking like. So accept it.
Yeah.
Something I wish I knew was that I didn't have to portray myself in the bedroom like how I saw it on TV or how I read it in those inappropriate books or how music talks about sex in crazy ways. I think, I know that was a hindrance in our marriage for some time because I felt like I had to perform a certain way for him in order for him to really enjoy sex with me. And so while he's good, while he's like, sweetheart, I want you, I love you, my mind is, but I remember in movies when it seemed like the women would do stuff like that and then they would, and so I just had that in my mind that I needed to be that way because I didn't really get taught about sex growing up. I didn't really know, what does healthy sex look like?
No, I don't know nothing.
I think sometimes even with body image, we're so self-conscious when our husbands are like,
Ain't got
I think
no
you look
problem.
fine. So I think a lot of times we put unnecessary pressure on ourselves.
Absolutely.
Because we have this perception of what we think sex ought to be like or how we think we need to present ourselves. And the whole time, I'm not even doing what my husband said he actually wants from me because I'm thinking it needs to be a certain way. So I wish I would have known that. Another thing I wish I would have known was that you can have healthy conversations about sex with trusted people in safe places. Because sex has been so taboo within the church and we don't really go into detail about sex. It's more of a don't have it before you're married. When you're married, you're free. But what about those details that I may not know? Like one thing I'm grateful, I had a friend who was married before me. One thing that I'm grateful she told me before I got married was, girl, sex is messy. I ain't know that.
They don't show that on the TV.
They don't show that on TV. They just
just
I was
go right
surprised.
to sleep.
Or
I was
or they
surprised.
just,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They put their clothes right back on afterwards. Like they ain't got to do nothing. They just, we good. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. And they did.
They dumb.
No. So
On
that
TV.
was something I was really grateful for when she told me that. I was like, oh, it is? She was like, girl, it's messy. I was like, oh, okay. So I had that expectation once I had sex for the first time. So it's just those kinds of things that if we can have more open conversations with people that are safe spaces, that would benefit us greatly. Because I think we've been so afraid to have healthy conversation around sex because it's nasty, or we've been brought up that it's nasty and that's only for married people. And for now, I just got to look at it as it's nasty and it's not for me. So that's also something else that I wish I would have known. And the last thing is that you never arrive to this place of perfection when it
Amen.
comes to sex.
That's right.
Jared and I have had conversations surrounding things in our sex life in particular for like years. And I would get so frustrated because I felt like a lot of it was on me. And I'm like, why are we still having this same conversation? But it's because I needed to do work. I needed to work on me in order for our sex life to be at a better place. Or he needed to do something, make some type of adjustment in order for our sex life to be in a better place. So to think that one day we're just going to have it all together, I don't know if that'll ever be the case, because I think marriage in general, you'll never arrive. There's always growth that is going to happen in whatever area, sex or other areas. So don't ever have a mindset of, we got it now.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like we've been saying, seasons change, our bodies change. What if you have a physical ailment and you can't have sex for whatever reason, or something's just going on and stuff ain't really like gelling? So, to just know that sex, it'll take work just like everything else in marriage. I don't think we should ever have the mindset that we good now and we're perfect.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it's fun when you explore it together.
Oh yeah.
You said it's fun.
It's fun when you explore it together. When you know,
Yeah.
kind of how finances can be a little more manageable if you work at it together. If you're open and honest, and
And you're not dreading the conversation.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
That's something I would do.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, like we talk about this too much. Why are we having this conversation again? Well, we need to have it again, But when you are able to take pressure off and look at it in a fun, light way,
Exactly.
it just helps.
Yeah.
so
Once
that
you
you're not
realize,
so
like, all right,
tight.
we got to work through it anyway. So
Right.
we might as well
Right.
have some toast. Something.
Toast and talk.
Toast and talk.
Toast and
The 3 T's.
Tea, toast, and Tylenol.
Tea, toast, and Tylenol, Lord. Okay.
Oh goodness.
I just want to say, you think about these stupid TV people.
Stupid TV people.
Sometimes, now that we're talking about this, I think that sex off the TV, in the framework that we are having it, is much better.
Absolutely.
Like, they lacking.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
They lacking.
They're lacking. That's right.
I know when I was newly married and I was discovering, one, that sex is messy. You can't just pull your drawers up.
You can't just pull them up.
You can, but
well,
you're
you
going to be
can, but
calling
you
the
gonna
doctor in a week. You hear it?
And you're going to have stains on your clothes that you don't know about.
And
I was like, now this position, I'm not real good at this, because the way she looked on the TV, I'm not doing that good, because
made it
my
look
joints
real
don't
easy.
move like that.
That's
What
right.
are you
That's
doing?
right.
You're not that flexible.
Right.
It didn't work the way I seen her do it.
Right.
correct.
That don't feel, or the dumb, well, I mean, maybe some people do. For us, when we first learned taking showers together, we stopped doing that a long time ago. Like, it might work for others, you know what I'm saying? But for us, I remember D.L. Hughley did a bit one time, and he was like, that taking this stuff in the shower to one person to be up under the warm water,
Somebody
we're
cold.
going back in the back freezing.
Somebody
No, thank you.
So
Somebody
true.
cold.
You know what I'm saying? No.
True.
Now, again,
crazy.
that's for the pains. Others may find a way to do it and enjoy it and be comfortable.
Right, right.
No, we will discover this together.
Yeah.
Y'all take that
Yeah.
over there.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Stupid
Yeah.
TV people.
And that just reminds me too, when you do have conversations with others that are in safe spaces, don't compare.
Right.
That's right.
That's right.
Because it may work for y'all.
Right.
It just may not work for us, and that's okay. So it's good not to compare, but not just with sex.
Right,
In your
anything.
marriage. Don't compare your marriage to other marriages, and that's something that honestly I've had to work on. Don't compare your marriage to someone else's, because it's kind of like how we say with social media. Yeah, all the glitz and glam, people are going to post all day, but they're not posting some of those things that are happening that may not be so good.
Right.
So even though if I'm comparing my marriage to yours because I may want to be like you in a certain area, what you looking at?
Sorry. I like that color. I was trying to see if it was a whole sweatsuit. Go ahead.
Natara, you always call her out on what she's looking at.
Yes. She don't even be trying to like be low key. She all.
My bad.
Nah, you good. It's just good to know that we all have things that we're working on in our marriages. And so for us to compare and think, but we're not like them, that is, what's the word I want to find? That is
It can be debilitating.
debilitating, but it's also, I can't think of the word, but basically just be okay with those areas that need work. And you may see another couple where they seem to be thriving in that area. If you're not, it's okay. It is okay. We all have something that we're working on in our marriages.
Definitely.
I think this is the longest shopping we've ever had.
It is.
I know,
Because we
'cause
over here in
mine
the
too,
evening. Ain't
home.
nobody got nowhere to
He
go.
been home. He said he had to go to
We
the
over here, you know?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that was good.
Yeah.
You gonna do the whittle part?
Yes.
You said that after, right? Or you said it
Before
already?
and after.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Thanks, guys, for being with us today here at Sharpen, where no matter the candid conversation, we always end up whittling life down to what matters most. And we hope that as you hung out with us today, you were inspired to do the same. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
To stay connected with us, you can follow the Sharpen Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. And if this content helps to build you up in any way, and you want others to benefit too, please like, subscribe, comment, and share, as this helps to get the word out. This podcast is also a part of the Just Be brand, which you can follow via the links in the show notes. There's merch and all there, y'all, including my book, Just Be Child, which can be purchased on Amazon.